Check out my nails. Hey Sibs! This week I got a lot of emails basically saying one thing. Dear Big Sis, Valentine's Day is on Friday and I'm single. If you're single, you're probably asking, why do we even have to celebrate this stupid holiday? Who cares? What's the big deal? Who is this Valentine guy anyway? Let me explain. Saint Valentine was basically this guy who married couples that weren't supposed to be getting married, like they were not allowed to get married. Valentine was marrying them in secret. These people obviously idolized the guy because he did something for them that they really wanted, that, you know, he was risking his life for. So, you know, they made him into a saint and he was celebrated. So think of today's struggle that gay people have with getting married. Same deal around the 19th century when Geoffrey Chaucer came around. You might know this guy from the Canterbury Tales. And just like we live in a time of Justin Bieber and Miley Cyrus, he and his group of friends lived in a time of romance and courtly love. So they took February 14th and decided to make it into this romantic holiday that wasn't just for married couples and about the whole struggle for marriage and the right to marry. And they started writing each other songs and poems, sending each other handwritten cards, giving each other little gifts. And since then, many new other ways of expressing Valentine's Day have come around, and that's why we celebrate. Except for now, instead of getting a handwritten card, you get a picture of a butt and it says, "My butt is bigger than my heart, so I love you with all my butt." Thanks, Hallmark. So while all these couples and married people are off doing their own thing, singles tend to feel left out and like losers, and it's kind of a depressing day for a lot of people. And I totally get it because less than 2 years ago, I was in the exact same position and I hated Valentine's Day and it was just the worst. So I'm here to give you some tips on how to survive this day. So right off the bat, the first thing is that Valentine's Day falls on a Friday this year, which is awesome. My first suggestion is to spend Friday night however you usually spend your Friday night, however you like to spend your Friday nights. And yeah, just who cares about Valentine's Day? You do what you want. If you have a bunch of single friends, perfect. Round them up. Have a Galentine's Day. Or a guy's night out. Go out, have fun, watch some movies. One thing I like to do was I'd watch romantic comedies or any kind of love movie, but I'd only watch it to the part where it gets really crappy, like, you know, they break up or there's a fight or something bad happens. And then I'd stop the movie and I'd be like, well, that's it, that's real life, no happy ending, sorry. The satisfaction. Go for food or make food, you know, have a little chef contest. Now, if your Friday night consists of hanging out with your friends and all your friends happen to be couples and are gonna be spending Valentine's Day with each other, that kind of messes up your plans, but not to despair, I have tons of other ideas for you. The first thing to do is to reclaim Valentine's Day. Yes, originally it was all about marriage, but then it became a thing for couples, and so why can't it just become a holiday about love in general? Why can't we just take the day to appreciate all the people in our lives that we love, who love us, who we care about, and just make them feel a little bit special? In my house on Valentine's Day, my mom would always give all of us little goodie bags with chocolates and a nice little card that says, you know, I really like you, I really love you, you make me happy, thank you for being the way you are, love Mom. So then one year I decided to do that for my best friends. We may not all have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or be in a relationship, but we all have people who love us and who we love. And so if we think of Valentine's Day as a day to celebrate love in general, it makes it much less lonely and much less depressing for people who aren't specifically coupled up and, you know, fitting that stereotype of what Valentine's Day is about. By the way, Valentine's Day is not just for girls. Guys like getting chocolates too. They like getting flowers. They like getting cards. They like being appreciated. So ladies and gentlemen, don't forget about your guy friends. Spread the love. Another thing you can do on Valentine's Day is to do something nice for someone else. For example, you can offer to babysit someone's kid so that they can go out to a movie, or you can offer to dog sit their dog. They'll really appreciate it. You'll feel good about yourself, and you'll have something to do on a Friday evening. You could also hang out with your family. Maybe your siblings are also single and they're feeling kind of crummy too. You could also visit your grandparents or your grandma or your grandpa if they're the ones that are left living while their spouse has passed away. Can you imagine being married to somebody for like 40 years and then having them die on you? And then having to spend Valentine's Day alone? Visit your grandparents, seriously. If you don't want to do something nice for someone else, do something nice for yourself. Maybe you started off baking cookies for your friends to give to them, but then you were like, Screw it, I'm gonna eat them all. I support that. Go read one of those books I told you from last week. Or maybe not, those were kind of love stories. Go read some other books. Watch a documentary. Paint your nails. Paint your room. Clean your room. Have an at-home spa day. Play video games all day. Hit the gym. Learn a new skill. Watch YouTube videos. Write me a letter. Go shoot some hoops. Or kick some balls. I meant like soccer balls. Like, you know, shooting hoops, kicking balls. Okay, whatever. Basically, take a day to yourself to do what you like to do, what makes you happy. And the last thing you can do, talk to your crush. If they're single too, chances are they're also sitting at home alone on Valentine's Day because neither of you had the guts to approach the other person and ask them out. Send them a text, be like, hey, how you doing? And if you don't have their number because you haven't talked to them at all, Valentine's Day is a great time to approach them casually with a little chocolate or something and be like, hey, happy Valentine's Day. I just wanted to make sure that you got some chocolate too. Just make sure you give chocolate to at least like 2 other people so it doesn't look like you just went straight up to them and gave them chocolate. Because that's really creepy. And if you don't know how to talk to your crush and the whole idea just freaks you out, I have this awesome trick for you. Okay, are you ready? Pretend that your crush is an actual real person. I know, right? Seriously though, sometimes people forget that their crush is also a real person, no matter how godly and perfect they are. Think of them as any other friend that you have. Walk up to them like you would to any other friend and be like, hey, happy Valentine's Day. On any other day, walking up to your crush and saying hey and trying to start up a conversation would be pretty hard and, you know, terrifying because there's nothing really to talk about and you don't know what to say and, oh my gosh, so many emotions. On holidays, you have the perfect excuse to come up to somebody and talk to them for no reason. Make use of it. And if all else fails, become a human burrito. Wait for the 14th to pass and the next day, all chocolate is like 50 to 75% off. Jackpot. So couples, who has the better holiday? That's all I have for you for this week. Comment below any other ideas that you may have that I forgot. Remember to spread the love and let's make this Valentine's Day a good one for everybody. If you want to show me how much you love me, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. You can also email me your Valentine if you'd like. askbigsisnow@gmail.com. Or as always, email me things you'd like me to talk about, that you'd like addressed, that you might need some advice on. Oh, and don't forget your teachers either. They have to spend all day with you guys, so be nice to them. Bye, Sibs!